Hi there, these comments are for IMU. This is Michael from BetterTOEFLScores.com. Thank you for completing. This is an integrated speaking practice test. You're one of my online TOEFL course students, and I'm going to listen to that practice test. Let's see how you did on this one. In the email you sent me, based on some of the feedback I gave you on previous practice tests, you've been working a lot on your tone, and also you've been working on your pacing, what I call in my course thought groups and blending, right? So by improving your tone and your pacing, it helps you to speak more naturally with more fluidity of expression. This is what you want, where it says right here. You have, it is highly intelligible, exhibits sustained, connected discourse, or speech is generally clear, fluid, and sustained, right? So that's what happens when you improve in those areas, and you will score higher, believe me. And a lot of people, by the way, they think it's such a mystery that you have speech rater and then you have the IBT human raters, and not everybody knows exactly how you're going to be scored on the speaking. But my advice is just focus on these rubrics. If you improve your English in these areas, you will improve your TOEFL score no matter who evaluates it, whether it's a computer, artificial intelligence, or human rater. Just focus in these categories. Make improvements with delivery, language use, and topic development, and you will get better. Okay, let's listen to your practice test one time.
The professor in the lecture presents two different types of immune defense, which are the non-specific and the specific defense.
Good, you're
The
very in your
non-specific
tone.
defense is involved in the protection against general threats. And to elaborate more about this kind of defense, the professor uses as an example the skin, which can protect us against unwanted visitors through inflammation. On the other hand, he talks about the specific defense, which can protect us against specific pathogens such as bacteria or viruses. And to explain more about this defense, the professor explains the function of T cells and B cells. B cells are the responsible for the production of antibodies, while T cells can be subclassified as helper and killer. The helper cells activate B cells, while T cell killers kill already infected cells.
Okay, good. Yes, you are making some improvements with your tone, right? Kind of like if you smile when you speak, for example, that can also help you with your tone a little bit. So it looks like you're varying your tone a little more. You're still having some pronunciation issues. You're still having a few hesitations in there. My first impression is looking at the actual rubrics for integrated speaking. I'm going to say right around 3. I'm going to say 22 to 23 points out of 30. I think that's where I'm going to put your score right now. Okay, so let's listen to it one more time.
The professor in the lecture presents two different types of
So it's two different types. You need to pronounce that T with more aspiration.
immune defense, which are the non-specific and the specific defense. The non-specific defense is involved in the protection against general
I would just say specific events involved, not is involving.
threats. And to elaborate more about this kind of defense, the professor uses as an example the skin, which can protect us against unwanted visitors.
That's where you're having a little bit of problems with your pacing there. So the trick is when you have an auxiliary verb like can, it can protect us from. I can go to the store. Now, if it's negative, you would say, I can't go to the store. It can't protect us from. So when you're using those auxiliary verbs, you need to put a little bit more stress on the main verb, less stress on the auxiliary verb, and that helps you a little bit with what I call sentence rhythm, which also helps you with your pacing.
Through inflammation. On the other hand, he talks about the specific defense, which can protect us against specific pathogens such as bacteria or viruses. And to explain more about this defense, the professor explains the function of T cells and B cells.
Okay.
B cells are the responsible for the production of.
You want to say not production. So in the pronunciation part of my course, Isaac, I want you to review. There's a lesson on vowel sounds, particularly the little u, the capital U, and what I call the wedge vowel sounds. Those like Luke, Luck, Luke. So I want you to review that and get a little bit more comfortable with those three specific vowel sounds. That will also help you with your intelligibility.
Antibodies, while T cells can be subclassified as helper and
That can be classified as.
killer. Uh, the helper cells activate B cells, while T cell killers kill already infected cells.
Okay, you're getting there, but it's still not 100% natural, right? So when I think delivery is a pretty big problem. That's where your score will go down a bit. So if you look at delivery, I think when I look at these two descriptions, I think that the 3 description describes you better. Speech is generally clear with some fluidity of expression, but exhibits notice minor difficulties with pronunciation, tone, or pacing, and may require some listener effort at times. Overall intelligibility remains good, however. So I think that this kind of describes your pronunciation right now. All right, so that's why I'm going to put you at 22 to 23 points out of 30. And thank you for completing this practice test.